I clicked off that page. Hello, we are now live. Okay, so questions 1 and 2 we already put as true. Question 3 we said is number 2, is 2. Question 4, Meredith, you want to just say the answer?
Sure. I got 0.081 by doubling the number.
Okay. Do we want to go with that?
For now, sure.
Yeah, it makes the most sense to me. Are you okay with that, Jody?
Yeah, we might have to. I don't know. I have no idea.
Figure it out after we submit it.
Right.
We'll refigure it out.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Because the first time I did it, I got like 0.9597, something totally off. So we'll go back to my other.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. All right. I'm just writing these notes for what we did. So.
Okay.
Anyways, okay. So number 5, what is the test statistic? I got 0.407.
Yay, that's what I got. Good.
Good.
Okay, what is the p-value? I got 0.688. Or actually, did I get 0.689?
I got 0.689.
Yeah, I did get 689. I redid that problem, and then I realized that I didn't. I had forgotten to put the DF, whatever that stands for. I can't remember. I'd forgotten to put the degrees of freedom in, and so that changed the answer. Yeah, 0.689.
Okay.
All right, number 7.
All right, number 7. The correct decision based on this evidence is fail to reject the null hypothesis.
Yeah. You good with that, Jody? Okay.
Yep. All right, is it my turn? Sorry.
Yep.
Okay, suppose your alternate hypothesis is instead it is greater than 0. So what is the correct decision based on this evidence? These are so confusing to me, but I would say you still fail to don't you still fail to reject the hypothesis?
Yes.
Yeah. It's still greater than.
Yes.
So we have so I got the second one. We have insufficient evidence that the mean of the difference is greater than 0.
Yes.
That's what I put.
Okay. It was just stating the same thing twice.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so question 9, which is greater N or D? What's it stand for again?
Sample size and degrees of freedom.
Right, degrees of freedom. I can, for some reason that's not coming to me. Degrees of freedom. Okay, I'm going to remember this. N is obviously bigger because N minus 1 is what the degrees of freedom equals. So
yeah. Okay, number 10. What is the p-value? I have 0.001.
That's what I put.
Yes.
Okay, good, because I don't remember how I got that.
Yeah. It took me a couple of tries.
It was just given to us. So.
Okay. Yeah, it was given once we plugged it into SPSS.
So question 11, I said that we do reject the null hypothesis because it is less than 0.01.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Here's a big fat guess question. I don't know how to do this one. You decide to try another alternative hypothesis. This time you use that, and you keep the same level of significance. Did the p-value increase or decrease? I put decrease because you would cut it in half for one tail. I'm guessing. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Good. Just like that other weird one, if we did that right, it's
Okay.
That was my thought process as well. I was like, well, we cut it in half, so it decreases.
Yep. Good. If we're all on the same page, hopefully that means something good. Even if we're confused.
Right. Oh, go ahead. 13, what decision do you make? We reject the null hypothesis.
Yes, that's what I put as well.
Yes. All right. Based on your responses from the previous question, what conclusion do you make? I said we have sufficient evidence that there is a mean difference between the two groups.
That's what I put.
Okay.
It was a little bit of a guess, though. I know it's sufficient evidence, but I'm not sure. A mean difference between the two groups? I don't know.
Well, the hypothesis, the null hypothesis is that it's 0, that there is no difference. But we
Okay.
know that there is now because we reject that null.
Okay. All right. Then that makes sense. That's pretty much a no-brainer.
Thank you
Um,
for voicing
should
that,
be.
Meredith, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's this one. So good job.
Okay, well, this next one I have no idea.
Okay. 15, I have a big question mark next to that one too.
Yeah.
As we've seen, the p-value depends on the alternative hypothesis. In general, which alternative hypothesis will be given the smallest value? It will give the smallest value. I would think that it would be one of either the greater or the less than, because it would have only one tail highlighted. But that's a good question. Like, I don't know if not enough
Wouldn't
information.
those be equal, the greater than or the less than? At least as far as what we've learned so far?
Yes.
You can't pick both of them, so I'm guessing it's the not enough information depends on the problem.
Yeah, that probably is. And we don't have, well.
And I would just choose that one by default, just because greater than and or less than
Would be the same p-value.
Oh, I see. You're right. Yeah, because it would either tail or the other. Yeah. Okay.
So there must be something coming up that we haven't learned, that you can get different p-values
Uh-huh.
for each tail based on something else. I don't know.
And it wouldn't be the first one because that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. This might be the first quiz we have to take twice. Oh, or maybe we have really lucky guesses. I don't know.
All right.
I don't remember whose turn it is. Is it mine?
It's you, Meredith.
Okay. What is the point estimate for this 95% confidence interval? I was so confused on this. The point estimate, isn't that just your mean?
Yeah, the mean. Uh-huh.
Okay, well, I have a
Yes.
11.95.
Are we only supposed to round to 2? I had 11.55.
Yeah, 5.5,
I did too.
sorry.
Okay.
That.
Okay. All right, question 17. I got 2 different answers.
I
Okay.
keep getting this one wrong on all of my other quizzes, so I don't know if I know how to do it right. I don't know if the right equation in my
Well, that's, yeah, because this is one of the questions I called the teacher route of how to do it correctly. And
Okay.
he went a different route than what I was used to,
Okay.
because my first route was to try to calculate it by using my t-score,
Uh-huh.
standard deviation divided by n, the square root of n, but I got the wrong answer that way. And so he's like, you can't do it that way. He went through like the t probability applet, and he put in the degrees of freedom, which was 21 for this problem. And then you just highlight the middle, and then in the area you put 0.95 because you want the 95th percent.
Okay.
And so then I got 2.080 as my answer.
Whew, that's not what I got. But I didn't do it that way. So would you be willing to go through those steps again? Because what I did, just to let you know what I did, and maybe this is what you did the first time, I used, since it was a 95% confidence interval, I used 1.96 as my t, and then I multiplied that over the whatever the standard, or the the standard deviation over the square root of n, which is clearly the wrong answer because I keep getting the wrong answer. How about you, Meredith?
Well, I didn't get it either, because if I do it just using the formula, I got 11.95, which doesn't make any sense.
See, that was my first answer, and I was like, that's too high.
But explain to me what you did, because I just did the probability thing, and I got the t-score of negative, or 2.080, but then what do you do with that?
Well, that is the margin of error, is what he told me. Oh, then yes, then you do that. Then you do the 2.080. Yes, and then you times by the standard deviation, which was the 15.00310. Anyways, hold on. I'm putting it in my calculator.
Okay.
It was this whole other process that I just could not remember us doing that he told me to do.
You know, I had that same problem on one of the previous quizzes where the t-score I would get was totally different than the t-score you get in the in SPSS.
Uh-huh.
And so my margin of errors were never coming out right either. And so I don't know if I just need to use, let me see what the t-score says in hold on, the SPSS. If I can have it still. This is B, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's B.
So if we do,
I'm going to pull mine up.
value is 1. So in SPSS, it says the t-score is negative 2.828, which is also not the same as the applet.
How did you,
Closer, but
what did you input for that one? Because I
to
got a
find that
different,
out,
yeah, on SPSS, I got a different t-score.
I did, whoops, hold on. Analyze, compare means, one sample t-test.
Ugh.
I'm doing the difference for the test variable, test value of 21, and then click OK. What did yours show up?
Okay, so I kind of fell upon a different way to do it. And the instructor told me, he's like, you're doing it right. He's like, but I'm not telling the other students because I don't want to confuse them.
Great.
I know.
Do this. No.
So if you want to know the values of everything without putting in a test value, just as it is, evaluating the data, you don't put in a test value. You just keep it to 0.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, then I run the difference. Anyways, it's just a different way to do it. And he's like, you got the right answers. He's just like, you just have to be careful with how, anyways, that's how I fell into that. But I'm doing it correctly, yes, supposedly, because I get all the other correct answers, because I should have gotten like the correct point estimate, but I did. Anyways, I just fell upon this different way to do it.
To just find margin of error in SPSS? Or is it
No,
always just find a value and then plug it into a formula? Okay.
yeah. That's why it confused me, because he went a roundabout way to do it. He went through the applet first.
Through the
And then he did the calculation. No,
tell
he
me
did
again
the
how-
student T probability.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if you open up your student T probability, your degrees of freedom for this one is 21.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
I've done
that's
that.
without putting, that's without
Make sure
putting-
you, right, and make sure you only have the center highlighted, okay?
Mhm.
And then you, in your area, you put 0.95, and then you
Yeah.
hit enter, and it'll give you your t-score, and use the positive one. So the 2.080,
Mm-hmm.
and then you plug that into the formula. So you do that t-score times the standard deviation over the square root of 22.
Hang on just a sec.
Yeah.
So you did 2.080 times?
Right, so times the standard deviation was 15.00310
Uh-huh.
divided by the square root
Yeah.
of 22.
Okay.
And I got 6.653.
So why does the t-score in the SPSS, is it different than that t-score? That's what I don't understand, is how they get different values.
I don't understand either, because I thought that was just the t-score and we could use that. But I kept getting the margin of error wrong because I kept using that. Because isn't that what it taught us in our lesson last week, to use that t-score?
6 points.
I don't remember. That's why I kept getting so
I know.
confused.
Shoot, I got 6.77. I must have done the wrong calculation. Okay, I'm going to start over.
So 2.080 multiply by 15.00310
Okay.
divided by the square root of 22.
22.
It's pretty much the exact same question as question number 1 in our quiz, homework quiz from lesson 11 of how we solve it. Yeah.
Times. I keep getting 6.770 or 6.77, yeah. I don't know why. Maybe I did my square root calculation wrong.
I'm going to put it in my calculator again.
Yeah, of course I did it wrong. I have one letter or one number off.
Well, what I ended up doing just to get the number before we started this was I ran the 95% confidence interval in SPSS,
Uh-huh.
got the upper and the lower, and then just subtracted from the mean and got the difference. But I'm like, there's got to be a better way to do that.
Right.
So I had 6.652, which was close.
I had 6.653.
So what did you do, Meredith? You subtracted the upper from the lower, or the lower from the upper, excuse me.
I subtracted the upper or the lower from our mean because it's plus or minus that number. So I just subtracted one, and so between the upper and the lower, that's okay. Yeah, you could subtract the upper from the lower. That would work too. Just kidding. But
okay, I know I don't know this.
So I got the answer that way. I just I knew I was figuring it wrong.
Uh-oh, I got kicked off of my test, my quiz.
Uh-oh.
Hope it didn't submit. Oh, it didn't.
So Meredith, tell me again what equation you use. I'm just writing it down so I can play with it.
To figure this out?
Uh-huh.
Well, I went into SPSS and I did the 95% confidence interval.
Uh-huh.
And that'll give you your upper and your lower. And then I just took either one of them. So the upper, which is 18.6065, and subtract the mean.
Yep.
Because I couldn't figure out why my equation wouldn't work out. But that gives me 6.7015 now. That doesn't work. Now I'm getting a wrong answer. Did I do something wrong here?
Like, no.
Sorry. Well, during that whole conversation,
I think it's because originally my mean was not. I had just 11.95 instead of 11.9545.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys. My SPSS kind of crashed during the middle of that conversation, so I didn't get very far, and I have to say I didn't follow much either. I wasn't contributing anything. I apologize.
You're okay.
Trying to reset it up. Okay. Okay. Do we want to just go with, what do we want to go with? Or what do you guys feel comfortable going with?
For 17?
Uh-huh.
I have 6.653, but I think it might still should be. Hang on.
I think it's around that ballpark, but we'll find out because, yeah. Because I don't know the correct one at this point.
Yeah, I think either 2 or 3 is fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not sure whose turn it is. Question 18.
Don't either.
I'll go ahead and do it then. It's I'll input the lower, or so that the lower bound I had 5.303.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
And then the upper bound on 19 is 18.607.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I will submit mine and we'll see what happens.
Oh my heck.
Oh, I just got the error. The server's down again.
That happened to me earlier while I
No.
was trying to set up while I was working with my quiz.
Yeah.
So has
the
that
whole
happened?
system was down earlier.
Does that mean everyone is? Ugh. Oh, annoying. I
Which
tried
means
doing
it's not
it.
saving anything either. But
I have everything written
Boo.
down.
No.
all right, I'm gonna write these down really quick in case I have to put them in.
This was a long quiz.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I think it is because we're unsure about it. Like,
Well, but there's 19
like,
questions. We don't always have that many questions either. It's kind
it's true.
of
It's
like
true.
no fun. Takes longer to do it too. I have to sit down a couple of hours as opposed to 1 hour before and hope that I'm gonna finish in time.
Right.
I'm rewriting everything down just in case in case the whole server is down for everyone as well.
No, that can't happen. I've saved everything, but
Yeah.
oh gosh. Because now, this is how bad it is. I can go back and be like, what did I do? And have to rework everything from scratch.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole system's down again.
Yeah, that must be happening because it was happening to me as I was doing the quiz. I kept trying to figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was down for about 30 minutes earlier this morning, so it may be a while before it comes back up.
Really? Ugh.
I'll try submitting mine.
I'll try to. Whoever submits it first, just send out a text, and if we need to meet up again, I'm available the rest of the day. So
Okay.
Okay.
Mine is not down. It looks like it's finished. We have.
I still can't.
Oh my gosh, we got 100%. You guys are awesome.
Yay!
Wow.
Good job.
Have
Thank
you guys
you,
done the
both of
homework
you.
quiz yet?
I have, and I keep missing that margin of error one.
Okay, I haven't tried it yet, so but the rest of
Okay.
it's not too bad.
The rest of it, the first time I missed a couple, but then I was able to finish them and I didn't miss any except for that one the second time around. So,
Well, good. Okay.
yeah.
Good job. All right. Well,
All
thank you,
right.
ladies.
Thank you. Thursday
you.
we'll meet again.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.